Are you tired of your heroes being countered? Are you upset that no matter what hero you pick, your enemies always find a way to counter you? Looking for heroes to add to your arsenal and become unstoppable? Don't fret. And come, let's look down on some heroes who you must master and are very hard to counter in the land of Dawn. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we are going to look at the top 15 most difficult heroes that are very hard to counter and also ways to counter them. The first hero on our list who is very hard to counter is none other than Minitar, a hero who is often overlooked but is one hell of a powerhouse. A hero with stun and anti-blink ultimate, a decent amount of damage both to enemies and towers, as well as the capabilities to hook multiple enemies and disrupt them. That's how much versatile and flexible his kit is. What makes him so good also brings about why he isn't much used. He takes a decent amount of experience to be played like a beast. Getting adjusted to the timing of his hook animation can be a bit tricky, but once used to it, you won't let anyone escape your sights. Not to brag, but his ultimate is one of the most useful skills in MLBB, making all the fast agile mobile assassins hate his guts the most due to its anti-blink capabilities. There are hardly any counter to his kit, but mainly here is how he can be countered. Heroes like Digi and Valir, who have an inbuilt CC removal in ultimates, or the only option Purify on heroes who don't have CC removal in their kit. And if you are having thoughts about mastering him or not, then use this new broken build and share with me if you will continue with Minitar or not. The second hero on our list is Mr. Shing Shing Lancelot. An OG and fan favorite hero from a long way back, Lancelot is highly mobile assassin with incredible burst damage. With his high mobility and damage output, he can easily outmaneuver and eliminate squishy targets. A good Lancelot will be almost impossible to kill, but to become a good Lancelot, it will take a lot of practice. And you have to improve your game sense. Mastering his combos will make you a formidable force in any match. Because you need that natural intuition to chain your first skill, it will take time to manifest, and your second skill will be almost immune to everything. Again, you need timing here. To counter him, you need three things. Anti-blink skills like Mincy or Kufra's kit. Suppression skills like Franco or Kaja, and the third, art of sidestepping. If none of the above things are present against him, Lancelot will just dash through, becoming someone who will be almost impossible to kill if played properly. You can opt for his new update build and unleash his true potential now with new items in your ranked matches. Moving on to our third hero on the list, Daddy Franco. Franco is a tank with excellent pick-off abilities. His Turk can turn the tide of any battle by pulling key enemies out of position. If you become a Franco who can hook 5 out of 10 hooks, you will still be scary. Practice landing his hooks and you will become a nightmare for the enemy team. But if you can't hook, just flicker and suppress. Just do that a couple of times. Your enemies will be scared to even linger around you without backup. Franco is one of the iconic heroes who can instill fear in you when you just see him walking around. There are literally no counters for him except Purify for his hook and art of sidestepping. But if you're that Lancelot, Roger mains, I know you already know, you can even dodge Franco's ultimate with their immunity skills. But it requires precision timing, which again is very difficult. Franco mains, here is a new build which makes our daily 10 times scarier. Just try this out and tell me you don't love this build. The next hero on our list is the agile bird Fanny. Fanny is a high-skilled assassin with unparalleled mobility. Her cables allow her to zip across the map, making her hard to catch and even harder to kill. she is the hero who is on her own tier in terms of difficulty, and she also has a very steep learning curve, demanding a good amount of time in practice to be effective in actual ranked matches. You can use my Fanny guide in the learning process to become that guy who can make anyone on the battlefield admire you in awe. There are counters like Franco, Kaja, Kufra, Mincy, or one-shot heroes like Saber. But if you have been playing Fanny for quite a long time, they won't even matter to you, as you already know your ways to work around that, especially with the timing of your entry and exit on the battlefield. Here is a new one-shot build which will make everyone just straight out ban Fanny in ranked matches. The fifth hero on our list is the Chad Achrot. Achrot is a solid choice for both damage and survivability. His abilities allows him to sustain in fights and deal consistent damage. He is Lancelot with a lot of CC, which makes him difficult to deal with, as he can just dash along all the time as long as he has his passive marks on enemy units. He is a very strong EXP laner with great damage output and a powerful frontliner, making him a very flexible hero, although I still recommend you to play him in EXP lane. Achrot can also have some amazing sets with his ultimate, which can turn the game around because he can just dash in and out of the situation, make plays for the whole team. To counter him, you will need heroes like Minitar and Phobius who can counter his skill sets, or sustain damage heroes like Thamus or Teras. Here is the build for him to go full berserk mode in ranked matches. The next hero on our list is the Dash Queen Banita. Banita is a highly mobile assassin with a strong burst damage. Her dashes and invulnerability makes her hard to catch as well as a headache to deal with. With enough practice, you can easily outplay your opponents and carry your team to victory with Banita. Banita is a better version of Lancelot and Achrot technically, because she has unlimited dashes in her passive, immune skill as well as a powerhouse of damage. As she takes a good amount of time in practice, she is not easy to master at all. But if you do manage to master her, there are hardly any counters to her, except suppression skills and anti-blinks, or the user has messed up her second skill. You will find it very hard to catch this agile assassin. And this is a build to go for our Dash Queen, making her a formidable force in MLBB. Moving on to the next hero on our list, Blade Dancer Ling. Ling is another assassin with incredible mobility. He can traverse the map quickly and pick off isolated targets with ease. And he is just funny, but a bit easier. And after the recent changes made to him along with the new items, he has become someone who is feared in high ranks, banning him in almost every match. His exceptional mobility combined with invulnerability in his ultimate, combined with the raw damage from his blade dance, makes him a hero who you must master if you want to impress your crush. Jokes aside, countering him again requires specific heroes with either anti-blink or target locking capabilities. And if you don't take any single target heroes, then Ling will just have a free stay on the battlefield. Here is the new build used by all the Ling gods in high ranks flexing around in the Land of Dawn. The next hero on our list is the Master of Magic, Hark. Our little Leonin Hark is someone who cannot be belittled in the game at all, with his unlimited dash and durability with shields, which makes him almost unkillable. He has been proving why he is one of the best heroes ever to be mastered, right from the very time he was released. Although nerfed countless times, he still packs punch and makes those crazy outplays with his unlimited dashes. To counter him, there are very few options like using anti-blink heroes or someone like Esmeralda who can eat away his shields, which makes him an almost unstoppable force in the Land of Dawn. Use this new build on Hark and enjoy unlimited dashes as well as a great amount of shields on Hark. The next hero making her appearance in the list is Lunox. Lunox is a mage with powerful burst damage and sustain. Her dual forms allow her to adapt to different situations, making her a versatile and reliable pick. After the changes to her passive, it's now very easy to switch her forms. She can dish out some heavy damage in team fights with her burst potential and even dive into the backlines, making clutch plays. For teams with tanky composition, Lunox come as a natural band who can melt them out like it's nothing. To counter her, the most important thing to keep in mind is to force her light ultimate. If not, then you have to instantly burst her out, or else she will just easily survive any surprise ganks on her. Well, there's a new build which I tend to use on Lunox. The new item sure has added much more damage to her kit. Moving on to 10th hero on our list, 1-1. 1-1 is a marksman with high mobility and the ability to turn the tide of the battle completely on her own. The biggest benefit 1-1 has is the ability to jump around while dealing damage, as well as use her skills while doing so. This makes her hard to catch, and even if caught, she can come out using her second skill. Though it may seem like it's difficult to unlock her ultimate, it's rather easy if you know how to use her first skill. Mastering her will be a great addition to your hero pool, as she is very hard to catch unless you have anti-blink abilities in your team or suppression skills. Yes, you can also deflect her ultimate completely with Lolita's second, but if you use this build, then I don't think you will have any problems playing her. The next hero on our list is Bulky Man Fredrin. Fredrin is a durable tank with strong crowd control abilities. His skill set allows him to disrupt enemy formations and make some epic plays with ultimate which hits like a truck. Though he has been nerfed down a bit now, making him less durable in the early games, he still packs a punch in the late. Combined with heroes who can support, he becomes a true beast who is not letting you go once caught in his CC chain. To counter him, you need two things, range and penetration. Heroes like Carry and Moscow can shred Fredrin down if they go with the optimum Trinity build. And range benefiters like Leslie, Farsa, Chang'e and Noveria also give a hard time to our bulky boy. Here's the updated build which can help you adjust to recent changes made to his skills. The next hero on our list is Matilda Airlines. Matilda is a support hero with excellent mobility and utility. Her abilities allows her to shield and reposition her allies, making her a valuable asset in any team composition. She can make some wonderful plays by taking her teammate in and out of situations easily with her second skill, which grants a blink skill to allies, as well as crowd control multiple enemies with her ultimate and even use it to escape. Having Matilda in the team gives the whole team great mobility as well as option in team fights. To counter her is actually pretty tough, so that's why you see her banned almost all the time in pro stages and high ranks. But Esmeralda and heroes with high mobility are your best bet when facing Matilda. Here's the build used by all the pro players and Matilda mains to be the greatest asset in your team. The next hero on the list is the bouncing ball Kufra. Kufra is a tank with powerful crowd control abilities. His skill set allows him to initiate fights and disrupt enemy movements, making him a reliable pick for any team. His second skill is the best counter for all blink skills in MLBB due to its cooldown compared to others. A perfect skill too, and he won't let anyone escape through him. He is known for making those insane engages and coming out of nowhere, jumping on his enemies with a surprise and stunning them locked onto walls with his ultimate. If you can play Kufra well, congratulations, you know most of the things about roaming because he is perfect for the role. To counter him, you need to have absorb or immunity skills, but you can also counter him by having constant checks about his whereabouts. because he is all about that element of surprise. Use this build on Kufra and have the ultimate roaming experience.
Our turret has been destroyed.
And the second last hero on our list will be Teras. Teras is and always will be one of the most reliable EXP laner who is almost impossible to kill unless you gang up and use every last of resource on him. He is known to hold his ground as well as being the front line of the team. Not to mention the penalty zone, which just punishes anyone who doesn't take Teras seriously. Wonderful impact in team fights and a strong laning ability. A perfect recipe for you to start cooking this hero up if you don't already have. Mark my words when I say he's only counter when you can out-sustain him, which is very hard to do if you have enough experience with Teras, as he almost wins in most trade-offs. The new updated build will help you to do it easily, making him unkillable in the Land of Dawn. Finally, the last hero on our list is Pakito. Pakito is a fighter with a strong burst damage and mobility. His skill set allows him to outmaneuver and outdamage his opponents, making him a formidable force in any match. Mastering his combos will make you a top tier fighter in Mobile Legends. We have already made a full video covering almost all combos he can perform. When you know all the possibilities of Pakito's combo and the art of taking down anyone, you won't even consider looking for another hero to dominate your enemies. It's really hard to counter him unless he's good in some serious crowd control skills, making him another hard to counter hero in MLBB. Use this build and take down anyone you want with heavy hurting jabs. So guys, what do you think? Will you be using and mastering these heroes? Which heroes did you think I missed out on? Comment down all your thoughts below. So that will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.